Welcome to part 2 of the last episode of Boardwalk Social Club Saturday Afternoon Concert Series. I don't know why this thing doesn't work. Alright, we'll continue the countdown of the best songs of 2020. Here's one called We're on the Side of the Planet.
We're on the side of the planet. We're on the side of the earth. Look on the bright side if you're on the right side. Right side of the earth. We're on the side of the planet. We're on the side of the earth. Look on the bright side if you're on the right side. Right side of the earth. Daddy told show fat fan.
That's the number one song, the best song of the year. I played 2 others in the time I was cut off, but we're not going to hear that. Number 1 song, greatest song ever written. It memorializes Sonny Ken. I think that's the word. Mentioned Sonny Ken. He called me this week. I was happy to hear his voice. Told me about a friend of ours, Tommy LaBella, who caught this from playing, saxophone player. He caught it from playing outside under one of those tents, which is really like being inside. So anyway, Tommy's all right, but plenty of other people were not all right this year. People who died this year were my friend Homeboy Steve, who played his last gig on March 13th, Friday the 13th in New York City. Died 10 days later. He's a great guitar player, good friend of mine, funny, smart guy in the band Dirty Water Dogs with Neil Thomas and Skip. And then Toots Hibbert of Toots and the Maytals died in Jamaica from it. John Prine, great songwriter, wrote Angel from Montgomery, Illegal Smile. And then Charlie Pride, the country singer, who caught it at the Country Music Awards from all the people not wearing masks around him. What other good songs came out of this year? MJ wrote some good songs. Rolling Stones wrote or released Ghost Town, which was a good one. Bob Dylan's 17-minute long song, A Murder Most Foul. That was good. And then Bruce Springsteen's Letter to You. There's maybe 3 or 4 good songs on his new record, Letter to You. And 1,000 Guitars, House of 1,000 Guitars, that's a good one. We've been listening to Bruce Springsteen's radio show, From My Home to Yours. That's one of the good things that's come out of this. I don't know what other good things. New York City closing their cars, streets to cars. That's a big improvement. I'm sure they'll never go back. They're pretty smart about pedestrian rights and bicycle rights, you know, bike lanes, protected bike lanes, transportation alternatives. We're a supporter of them. You won't see that in Neptune City, though. This is Car Town of 1,000 cars. Delta School is closed for safety. And we're not going to send her back when they go back in January. We're done with the back and forth thing with school. The school is the only wild card for us. Everything else we can control, but not the school. We trust our teachers and the principal, especially, another saxophone player. He's doing his best, doing a good job, but we know the school has poor ventilation from the years that we volunteered to teach at Delta's Class Harmonica. It's one of those places where they say you can't open the windows. We don't trust the ventilation of the school because it was installed by the last mayor. You can't do anything right. So we're going to keep Delta out of school until this is over. And we're going to go back to doing what we did since the beginning, which is just staying home, not making any unnecessary trips at all. This is my big present for the year, a drum machine, an acoustic drum machine. Good for practicing. Let me think. Solo. Machine made in China. Last thing I'm going to buy from China. It's hard to avoid buying Chinese junk, but it is possible. If there was some kind of store, or brick and mortar store or website that sold nothing made in China, we would shop there exclusively, even if it cost twice as much. Someone should start one. China sucks Emporium. Since March, Americans have spent $23.5 billion on Chinese merchandise. That's $23.5 billion more than they usually do. Means we sent all the stimulus checks, all the money that was saved by not going drinking in bars or restaurants, just went to China to reward them for sending us their germs. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to buy anything made in China. I'm not going to go on a big anti-China rant this week, but I'll save it for Chinese New Year's. Yeah, whatever money was saved, whatever tariffs we imposed on China was more than offset by the spending of Americans shopping online or going to Walmart. Everything in Walmart's made in China. So whatever, all the people with red hats, they'll never stop shopping at Walmart. They love a bargain more than they love America. If the lame duck wanted to be tough on China, he should have invited the Dalai Lama to the White House. But he probably doesn't know who he is. What else about New Year's? New Year's gigs. We used to play a lot on New Year's. I haven't for the last couple of years. Usually bands get paid twice as much to play on New Year's. But, and then for a while they had these things called First Night, which was a no alcohol thing for New Year's, to encourage people to have something to do besides drinking for New Year's. I think a lot of this virus is spread by drinking. Super spreader events like Spring Break, Mardi Gras, Sturgis, Biker Run. I would say half of it. Alcohol seems to be an accelerant for this virus. But I'm not going to tell anybody what to do. Old Lang Syne. That was, the words were written by Robert Burns. Play one more and say Happy New Year, goodbye. Trouble with whatever cheap.
Sorry I got interrupted.
It's off again?
No, it's on still.
Okay, thanks for listening every week. Happy New Year's to everybody in the United States and Europe. This one's called We Have a Nice Way of Closing. Delta gets nostalgic about New Year's already, about 2020 ending. She was crying about it. It's funny. Katie said she used to be the same way. They must be old souls or just sensitive people. I remember being nostalgic when I was a little kid too. Doesn't make sense, but okay. We have a nice way of closing. Thanks everybody. Thank you. And good night. Good afternoon.